Good morning once again. I'm saying good morning because I'm just 9:38 a.m. here in Portland, Oregon, United States of America. I don't know what the time zone at your place or your locality is at the moment. But welcome to my YouTube channel, Suffer Guys Still Got Dreams. Today, I'm here to talk about the diversity lottery visa, which is just coming off on the 4th of October 2023, spanning through to early week of November 2023. First of all, when it comes to the diversity lottery visa, a lot of people do have a doubt whether it is genuine or it's not genuine. And I understand this is because there are a lot of spam pages that keep, yes, they might be having their own right as organizations. Some are registered, but they don't give the right information at the right time, because some of them will start as early as in February. February of every fiscal year, or maybe March or even December, and start telling people that the diversity lottery visa is open for registration. Yes, if you are an organization, sometimes what they do is they request for the information and then put it down, so when the window opens, then they register. But because of that, it doesn't give the trust anymore, because people really do not know when exactly the program starts and when it ends. Because if you start in January and you are collecting my information, meanwhile the program officially starts in October. That is the fiscal year over here. The United States of America, their fiscal year. So if it starts on 1st October, or maybe normally just the early weeks of October, and you collect somebody data back in February or January, then that is it makes a lot of people not have trust in the program. And you go to the to Google or most of the social media, and you see a lot of bait site that are basically just for bait. They will just do, you click, you get a clickbait, and then some of them, they even scam you and collect a couple of your dollars. Meanwhile, the program is totally free. So it really makes a lot of people who are even eligible to participate in the program, they have some kind of doubt in the whole process, and they don't even want to partake. But I'm here this morning to tell you that the program is very genuine and real if you know the correct site and you know the process leading, starting from the application to you getting your visa and coming to America. It's a very genuine program, and we must all, try our luck in it, participate in it, if only you have the basic qualifications, which most of the time they are just asking for a high school level qualification, or you must have at least a working experience that has a minimum of 2 years training. 2 years training, working experience. You can be a hairdresser, you can be a beautician, you can be a mechanic. We call it fitter back in my own country, Ghana. And then you can be, any trade. They have a lot of trades that have, if you go into their site, they have a trade, the trades or the handworks that qualify you if you don't have the basic education qualification, which is senior high secondary school. That's high school education. But if you have this basic, but most of the trades, the handworks from Africa, when I check the site, they are all qualified for the process. So if you are a hairdresser, you are a beautician, you are a mechanic, you lay tiles, you do roofing, a welder, they all qualify you. And most of those jobs over here, you are going to make a whole lot of money. So they all qualify to participate in the program. So you have to know that the program is real. I'm telling you today, the program is very real. It's very authentic. Just that a lot of scammers are on the net, developing fake sites just to trap and get small coins from people. But you have to just stay clear and participate in the right program at the right time, which is starting few days from today. It's starting on 4th of next month, October 2023, spanning to first week of November 2023. So what we have to know over here is You just need basic information during this registration process. You don't need much. All you need is your name correctly as it appears on your document and your certificate. Usually back in 2021, they were asking for passport for registration. I mean, your passport of the country you are coming from for the registration. But I think after 2021, 2022, last year when they did not ask for it again. And previous year they didn't ask. So that's an advantage. You don't need a passport. All you need is your name correctly spelled as in your documents. That is either your all your official document, and then your date of birth, your place of birth, and then your marital status. Either you are married or single. If you are married and you indicate, there will be a drop down menu for you to fill, what do they call it, your spouse. Then you add your spouse name also correctly spelled on her document or his document. Then if you have kids, then you add them. Why they are asking this is, if they ask you this information and you don't add it, and later after you get selected for the program, when the results are finally released around May, normally first or second week of May of the following year, if you do not add your spouse, your children, when you were already applying, if they are there and you come and add them later after you win, it will cause you complications. It's qualified for denial at the embassy. They will deny you the visa, which is a lifetime, big time opportunity. So what you do is, you need your name, your date of birth, your place of birth, your country of birth, yes, because certain countries are not eligible to partake in the program. Yes, but most of the African countries, you can search West African countries a lot. I think of late, Nigeria is not part, but Ghana is still in there. A lot of the Asian countries are qualified. Most of the Caribbean countries are also qualified to apply. So this information goes to most of the qualifying countries. You can apply your country of, and then you add your marital status. If you have a wife, you put a name. Then your photograph, all of you need a photograph. If your kids are there, you add all of them and their name. So in that case, when you get selected, if you are lucky and you get selected, all you need is, if you enter into the system, your DS-260 form, that is your visa application form. Later, we'll talk about those in details later. After the window elapses and those who are already processing it, I'll go further into that. So if you are filling your form and you enter, if you win and you enter into the visa application form, you will see that all those you've already listed, their names and their information is already there. You just need to attach and update it and then add it. That does not also mean that if I am applying today and I'm single, I'm not married, it does not mean that you, after applying, because it takes a long time, normally sometimes up to 12, 14 months after you apply today before you can enter into America here with your family or yourself, because the processing is so long and it takes a lot of time. And sometimes also the duration from where you apply to when you finally land in America, if you likely win, is depending on your case number. When you win, they attach a number, a winning slot number to your case, depending on the zone, from Africa, from Asia, then from America, I mean, certain part of America. So if you do that, if it depends, if the number is less, then you are likely to fill the form so early, which I'll teach you a lot about that later, then you should be able to enter into Europe, American, at an early date. But no matter how it is, entering the lotto today and then you finally landing in America, it's not going to take you less than a year or a year and a half. So within this year and a year and a half, somebody could have entered it today being single, and the person get married between this date. So after the results come up next year, May, and you have married within from now up to next year, that makes it simple for you. That is genuine. Your wife was not already there and you hid her behind, or you were having kids and you hid them behind. You were genuinely singled with no kids, and you've married within this time. So what happened is that you just need to update the form when you are now filling for the visa form. What you now need to do is to update the form and add your spouse information to it. When you go to the embassy, the visa interviewer will now authenticate whether that marriage is real. Is it authentic? Is it really true that you got married after you entered the draw for the lottery? Or you were already married and you hit the person behind because of some beliefs. You know, a lot of those who participate in this lottery at times, they have a lot of fake information that spread all over. Somebody can come up and be like, oh, if you have children and you apply with them, it will reduce your chance of winning. That is not true. If you are alone and you apply, you give you the chances. So somebody can be having 3-4 children, then you hit them behind and say I'm single just because the person think if I say I'm single, I'm going to win. So the visa interviewer at the embassy, that's the consular, will now authenticate, sometimes with pictures. We'll talk about that later. But now it's just about entering. So you enter the writing with your name, your right date of birth, your correct place of birth and country, and then your relationship, your marital status, you enter it correctly. If you have kids, you add them. Then the photo, which I'm going to talk about in the next video, you have to be very specific. They have a specific photo in a certain form that they need you to pick it. Yes, you have to make sure that your photo is in the American standard photograph for visa application. Otherwise, the photo is the first thing they even assess during the processing. So if the photo is not well taken, all this information, even if it's correct, you are not going to be selected, honestly. So you have to make sure that you take the right photo, the passport photo, so that you use that one and upload your application. When it is done, they will give you a code. They give you a confirmation code. That confirmation code, you don't need to lose it. Yes, you don't need to lose your confirmation code, because if you lose it, checking the results is very difficult. You understand? Checking the results, that is the code you use. Initially, even if you lose that code, you will not be able to check your results, because they are not going to post the results to you. They are not going to send you an email about your results. You need to enter when you hear that, oh, the results of the American DV lottery is out. You have to enter your confirmation number with your last name, that's your surname, and then in addition to your year of birth. Then you check. So if you lose your confirmation code, you could have been lucky that you were selected, but how will you know? You will not be able to log in to check it. Now there is a process to retrieve it. We'll talk about that later. For those who still go ahead and mistakenly lose their code, there's a way to retrieve it. I've searched on that and I'll be teaching you guys later on that. So you need the right information. When you enter, they give you the confirmation code. You copy it. Sometimes now you're in a technology world. Just put it in your Google Drive. Save it in your Google Drive. That's going to be there forever. Or you can print it and keep the hard copy in your house. Just few months from here, I think about 7 months from here, because we are in October. We are going to October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. That's more or less like 8 months from here. You will be able to use a confirmation code and check your results. And wow, if you are lucky and you get selected, that is a big plus. That is where the real deal starts. We'll get there too. It's not a bed of roses, but it's worth it. Yeah, it's really, really worth it. And it's authentic. And now what about the charges and all those things? If you, and I know most people who will be listening to me at the moment, you have to have at least a smartphone to be able to hear me out, right? So it means you are capable of doing it on your own. Yes, maybe the picture that you might need to go to a photo studio, studio to get it done in the correct manner, which I'll be teaching you much on that in the subsequent videos. But after that, the filling in of the form, you will be able to do it directly. I'll put the link, the link to the site for the DV registration and under this video, so that you follow it. You just need to click on it, get your passport photo in the right format, which I will be talking about that too. And then you enter the link and do it yourself. Sometimes it's good you do it that way. But if you can and you still need an agent, or you need to go to an internet cafe to be done, make sure you are with them when they are doing it, so that, because if you go to the embassy and then they tell you that when you were entering, your name Bafoga was spelled as, wrongly, something. I cannot go and tell them that it's an agent who misspelled my name. That is why the DV, they tell you specifically you have to do it on your own, because they make the process very simple for you during the registration. America, US have made the process simple. The interface of the site is very, very simple, that you could easily enter it, but still, sometimes we don't want to do things on our own. We don't want to learn. So you just want somebody to, but yes, if you want somebody to do it for you, make sure you are there. Verify, authenticate the information before they submit it. It needs to be done, correctly, because I know a couple of people who have been, denied a visa after winning, because just they have a one letter, just one alphabet misspelled in their name. Some embassies will deny you. Yes. Why is Bafoga here B-A-F-O-G-A? And why is it here B-A-F-U-G-A? The U substituting for O, they will bounce you the visa, because that could be somebody else you are impersonating. They are not going to be sure of that. So make sure you are there. If you even send it to an agent to do it for you, let them do the right thing, fill it the right way, and then they submit, give you your confirmation code, then you put it by. So if it reach May and the results are out, then you log it in yourself. Remember what I told you, you don't need much to log in. All you need is your date of birth, that is your year of birth only, your surname, and then what do they call your confirmation number, which is a mixture of alphabet and numerical. So and you enter them as it is, and your this one comes. Either you are sorry you were not selected, congratulations, with a long message. Then we carry from there. When you read that stage 2, I'll have a lot to teach you to transition you from that stage by stage by stage. It have 10 stages. From those 10 stages, then through where you get to the interview, get your visa, shoom, and you can come and join us in America. So that is how things are. So the interview is, the lottery is very real. It's very authentic. The window is coming up soon. All you need to do is prepare yourself, get yourself ready, and let me help you through the process. I need to guide you. But still, I have people around who I think I know they will be able to assist. If those, after giving you the information, spoon feeding you with the right information, and you still feel like you want somebody to do it for you, somebody who have the knowledge in doing it, just put in the comment. I'll give you a link to that, and then you go ahead. It's not going to be anything. It's not going to charge you plenty. It's not going to be like some site will be charging like $50. $10, which is the registration is free. You don't even need to pay anything. So if I give you the right information, everything, and you want to go ahead and do it with your phone, you won't even pay $1 or 1 cent. You won't pay a cent on it. All you need to do is to do the right thing. Just get your data correct, and then you are good to go. Once again, click on the link, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share it with friends, and then activate the alert button, so that when it comes, I drop any new video, you get it in your feed, so that you could go and watch, and then we'll keep learning and educating ourselves. From here, I'll be going further into other, in-depth analysis about the process as it starts. I'll be telling you a lot you need to do. And one thing, you do not need to rush. That is why they give you a long time, a long duration, to almost a month duration to do the process. All right. See you in my next video. Bye.